I'm Andrew, or everyone calls me Squid.
What's up, Squid? Yeah, you can't say your name's Andrew and then Squid. Yeah, I go, I'm gonna call you Squid. That's fire.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Me, I live in Marina Del Rey. I'm a product manager at Pluto TV. Pretty focused on AI and innovation these days.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. What are you looking forward to learn? Like, what are you interested about learning, like, deeper? Or what are you curious about?
I'm kind of curious about everything. I have that type of mind, but just trying to stay on the cutting edge and ahead of the game, and yeah.
Okay, let's say. So I'm gonna walk through. So I'm just like posting this and running it through. But today I'm gonna showcase a really fun product that my homie made that I actually use almost, I would say on a daily basis, but when I'm conceptualizing an idea I have, I'll first run it through this site just to get a perspective on, would this work as a product? And I'll also use it to help me with design or UI design and figuring out what I need or don't need. And then I'll turn that into an actual product once I like it. So I'm gonna just post running learn about making websites with your words. I'm gonna post this. Oh, does chat actually pull up? Oh, I'm gonna test it. Okay. Cool. Okay. Hi guys. Thank you all for coming to Unscripted Minds. This is part 2. Me and Jerry are running this up. And as a series, I'm really fascinated and interested by AI. I'm still learning a lot. But I'm excited to share my knowledge and things I've learned throughout over the last year and a half that's helped supersede my life, because I also want to help other people make themselves way more efficient too, because I see this vision of a society where people that are not replaced by AI, but are instead augmented with AI, are able to like boost up their efficiency by like extreme orders of magnitude. Like me personally, I would say just an estimate is that I'm about 10 times more productive when it comes to learning research or making apps or doing products and running all of that up. And I just want to show like my thought process, how I run through it. Because a lot of the things and in the future we're heading towards with how good AI is all you really need is an idea, and you'll have some god tier AI that's able to properly develop the product for you or properly make the images for you and run through all of that. And I think we're exponentially going into a future where your human creativity gets amplified by AI. So I think human creativity is basically infinite. It's almost endless. But when it comes to human efficiency, like we're just not on par with our level of creativity. That's why we usually have teams to like run this up. We got to work with a bunch of people. But what if there was a future where you have a creative idea, and rather than having to worry about human efficiency and putting in the work to get it, you just put in the words and you get the result that you were looking for, and then you can work back and forth. And that's usually how I work with a lot of a lot of the things that I go through. So I'm gonna showcase this site. This is probably like really good for beginners to get into learning things of AI and just playing around with it. But it's called websim.ai, which is an AI web simulator where you could basically put any domain name. So there's 2 things you could do. You could type in a domain name of something that sounds interesting. So if I put like generate me a landing page for an IRL event called Unscripted Minds, which is where people interested about learning AI come together. So I could generate something like that, and that's just like an idea. And live, it'll make up the website and go through just like what it thinks that like you would want in it, and kind of like runs through a general thing. So this is coding it and making the website live. Always making me like little cool art on the bottom. I made like a sick animation there too, just run through it. So I find that interesting. So we're gonna go through and basically make things. I wanted to ask if any of you guys have an idea for a website that you want to see made. Do you have a question? And then you got that idea? Oh.
So this guy beside me just gave the same prompt, and it made a different version. And yours was really looked professional and nice, and the one he did looks kind of like.
Oh, can you show me the one you made?
Programmer.
Okay. Honestly, it's random. It's like that's another thing about AI is that it's kind of RNG or it's random in that base where you could write the exact same thing and it might make something totally different. So when it comes to AI and like it developing something for you, a lot of the time I have like this 3-rule combo where I'll use the same prompt that I think is good at least 3 times. So if it does it wrong or bad the first time, I'm like, let me try it again. And usually on that second try, it ends up doing better. And if it's a problem or a bug or it's just not working after 3 AI attempts, haven't you guys like seen the game Far Cry or like played the game Far Cry? You know that villain in Far Cry 3 that's like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? Yeah, I use that directly for AI because like there were times in the day where I've gone insane trying to fix a bug. Doing the same thing over and over again is just not working, getting really frustrated with the AI. And then changing a word or two or just changing how I phrase the question, and then it gets it right first try. And like completely like got over that. So wait, Anne, you said you had an idea for a website you want to see made live and we could like walk through it? What's up?
So it's a fun problem. It's like when you get together with friends and you don't know what to eat, and everyone has different tastes based on what they ate like 3 days ago. So the problem is when you get together with friends, how do you guys decide what to eat or where to go to eat?
Like right, fuck, we already. Well, okay, usually for me, it's like we kind of sit there for like 15 minutes. We're like, fuck, what do we eat?
It's a lot of time.
I'll like check on Yelp. I'm like go through. I'm like, do you guys want to eat this? No, I had that yesterday. I'm not really into it. You guys want seafood? Nah, I don't want like seafood right now. I'm like.
And then there's allergies, and then so I don't know, something that would be dope to see something.
Kind of like a game where I don't know what to eat. This is my friend group. This is what everyone said they were into, and then try to find like some restaurant or like genre that like goes through.
Genre.
Okay, that's actually super interesting. Let me think. So I'll probably start with like so what I'm gonna do to like test this out, I'm using O1 Preview, which is the smartest model that came out. This might take a minute to make, but I'm just gonna input what you said specifically, and we'll see what the AI comes with to solve that solution. So I'm gonna put, I want to make a website where, I wanna make a website that helps people in friend groups decide what they want to eat. We spend a lot of time figuring out what to eat, then coming up with a restaurant or type of food in general, just for one person to go, nah, I don't want that, or nah, I'm allergic to that. I think a website where we can input everyone's favorites, favorite foods, food allergies, dish or like cuisine they might be in the mood for, and figure out a middle ground so we don't have to middle ground that we can all agree on easily, so we don't have to waste time thinking about where to eat. So I'm just experimenting this. I'm like, I don't know how the layout, I have like some ideas of how it would look like, oh, if people have allergies, like make sure you input the allergies. So like it goes through the thing, doesn't get that. Thinking about where to eat. So I'm gonna just run that up. This one might take a minute to load, but my whole thought process running through this is O1 Preview is the latest reasoning model that OpenAI dropped. And the primary thing it's good at is reasoning and thinking through a problem and what the different solutions might be, how to incorporate it into the site. It's also a good coder. So my thought process is this model should be smart enough to understand my problem, reason through, and solve some potential solutions for this problem, and then code up the site. But he do be thinking for a long time. I wonder if I could be impatient and like go through another thing. Yeah, and then if you guys are following along, like also see if you could also. Let's come up with this group meal planner. Is this done? Yeah, I'm gonna switch this on it. It says person 1. I'm gonna put butoshi. My favorite foods are steak, pizza, sushi. Food allergies, olives. Preferred cuisine, Chinese, Italian, Mexican. A person. Okay, and what's your favorite food?
Mediterranean,
I'll put that under cuisine.
sushi, ramen,
Mediterranean.
Japanese,
You have allergies?
peanuts, and soy.
Peanuts, soy. I spelled Mediterranean, or how you spell this? Okay, so if I pick find common ground. Oh, I need 3 people? Okay, wait. Who wants to tell me their favorite food? What's up, Peter?
All right. Is this working? Favorite foods. Spaghetti.
Spaghetti?
Or yeah, just specific ones, right? Yeah, sure.
Fuck, I spelled spaghetti and it's so embarrassing. My bad.
South American steak and potatoes.
And what?
Potatoes.
Potatoes. You have allergies?
None.
Yeah, preferred cuisines. I'll put American because of the steak and potatoes.
Sure.
Italian.
Yeah, Italian. Korean.
Ooh, Korean's fire. Okay, so if I click find common food, preferred cuisines, 2 votes, 2 votes. So it kind of looks like it's getting a middle ground for the steaks, but I want this to be more autonomous because I don't want to have to like deal with this. So what's interesting about WebSim, and this is also one of the super powerful aspects about it, is you could tell WebSim to incorporate AI into the website already. And because I'm like, this is not a solution that like the system could just like statistically go through and be like, oh, like these people want these foods. There's 2 votes for sushi, whatever. Like that's too not versatile. So I'm gonna ask to improve this. I'm gonna go back to using Sonnet just because that's a model I'm like familiar with. I'm still learning how to use O1 and O1 Mini. Actually, hold on. I'm also going to grab this and I'm gonna try it again with a different model just so we could kind of see how 2 different AI models would work on the same problem. So this website is using O1 and then I'm gonna ask the same thing but with 3.5. Wait. There was a loop. There was a loop. I remember I was at a hackathon. They told me I could click a button and I could generate multiple at the same time just to see different results. Was it command? No. Was it control? No. Was it? Okay, I'm gonna generate multiple at the same time. There was a way to do it, but I forgot. Was it shift? What happened? Diners decide. Oh yeah, so it's interesting. So O1 and Claude are kind of coming up with the same solutions in terms of this. So I'm gonna just work on improving this. I'm gonna say, can you add an AI chatbot? So okay, specifically for WebSim, what they taught me is that if you tell WebSim to use a /API/, it kind of just knows what to do automatically and integrates the AI automatically. So if I say, can you add an AI chatbot using /API? I'm gonna think of a name, or food AI. Can you add an AI chatbot using API/food AI?
So it just makes up an API of a food chatbot?
Yeah, it has the AI incorporated in WebSim already. And what WebSim's capable of doing is just using that AI and then making an AI bot that is prompted in a specific way for the thing. It's something you got to play around with. I hope they still have this feature because I did some sick things with it last time. So I'm gonna just play with it. Can you add an AI chatbot using /API/food AI that helps come up with food decisions and ideas? The current site just gets the, and then I'm also gonna add for context like what I don't like about the current site. And I'm gonna say like I don't really like that this is too confusing with the amount of votes, and I see that like it has sushi, like 2 votes for sushi and goes through. The current site just gets the average.
Also,
It's not
steak
using the allergies.
had 2 votes, but it only shows as 1 vote.
It's because you put South American steak and then I put steak, so you could also like consolidate them. Let me see. The current site just gets the average amounts of food, and comes up with the most commonly voted one. But statistics won't work in a friend group where people argue. I'm gonna use 01 for this actually, so I can kind of figure it out maybe. Please make it so the food AI can come up with versatile and creative solutions. And please make sure to take note of allergies. So I'm gonna put that through next. I'm just testing out the other sides that it made. What's up, Louis? Shit, where's Elmo at? Hi, Elmo. Oh, that's so convenient. It saves your guys' options. Oh, that saves so much time. Peter spaghetti. I'm gonna just put steak. Potatoes. Food AI chatbot. What do we eat? Send. Does it work? Does it work first try? Does the AI talk back? Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, so this is interesting. So what I did is I put in like our preferences are through, and now you have the AI chatbot that has the context of what each person wants to eat. And you can kind of see here. So I just said, what do we eat? Based on the preferences and dietary restrictions you provided, a great meal option could be teriyaki chicken with a side of steamed broccoli and jasmine rice. This dish aligns well with the favorites of sushi and ramen while avoiding any allergens. Additionally, you might consider a sushi platter that caters to various tastes, ensuring everyone has something they enjoy. Does that sound good for your group? Let me see.
I wish I could give like suggestions of restaurants or like where you, because I don't think you'd want to like have a meal, everyone get the same meal. But
No, you're eating the same thing.
We live in LA. specifically.
So the answer is just arrow.
Does it have chat history? Wait.
Oh, it's gonna be restaurants. It's a sushi house.
Okay, so it tells us. Oh, wait, this is sick. Okay, living in LA gives you access to a multitude of fantastic dining options. Here are some tailored restaurant suggestions. Number 1, Kazunori. Fire! I would love Kazunori. Would you fuck with Kazunori? Would you fuck with Kazunori?
I go like once a week.
So, okay. Here are some tailored restaurant suggestions. Kazunori, famous for its hand rolls. This is a perfect spot for sushi lovers like Butoshi and Ann, offering a fresh and delicious experience while keeping in mind any allergens. Bestia, an Italian restaurant that excels in house-made pizza and pasta, catering to both Peter's and Butoshi's preferences for steak and Italian cuisine. Guelactuza, a vibrant... Oxycon restaurant serving delicious Mexican dishes that can accommodate various dietary restrictions and allergies. There you go. KBBQ, perfect for Peter's preferences and mine. So okay, so that's just rough concept. What's your opinion on this so far? You want to see pictures? I got you. So okay, now we got, but in terms of functionality so far, it works. Okay, now we got functionality out of the way. Now we can focus on making the site pretty and more engaging. So I'm gonna try. What should I do? I think so. I'm gonna switch the model back to Claude 3.5 Sonnet, because O1 got the difficult logical part of the way, which is the functionality of the app. Like, okay, now the app's functional. I don't know if O1 is good at UI. Oh, please come back. I don't know if O1 is good at UI, but I'm gonna just switch the model to Claude because it's faster and I want to do a bunch of UI changes. So the first thing I'm gonna do is make this more fun and aesthetic. I'm gonna say make this site more fun and aesthetic. Make it better, please. So I'm gonna just start with the first prompt of make it better. Usually what it does is it makes the site better. Sometimes really good, sometimes mid. But I usually just start with that prompt and see like what his definition of better would be here. And you get 75 gens for free and a day, or no. You get 30 gens for free a day. There's a $10 plan where you get 75 gens a day, and then there's like different tiers. And then every time you ask the website to change the counted cost. Yeah. Wait, does it save our thing? Okay, so this is fun food finder. So if I'm like, boom, steak, pizza, olives, cuisine. Okay, so it made the site more like aesthetically pleasing with smooth animations, a more vibrant UI. Interesting. American Italian cuisine, add friend. Oh, I don't have 4 friends. We live in LA. What should we eat? Okay, and then it like added animations to the food AI chatbot. So making it better, I would say it did make it better. It made it just more like aesthetically pleasing as a site overall.
Can you give it like a suggestion of other sites? Like, can you? Because I feel like something like this should look a little more, not maybe like Yelpy, or like you should put your location, or it should show pictures or map, or it feels like the UI is kind of backwards. Like the stuff that's on the bottom should be more on the top, in my opinion.
Can you ask the users for their location so we can give the chatbot knowledge of where the friend group is based? Also, can you add images of restaurants suggested, or food dishes suggested?
Does it know stuff if you say like use X website as a template, or suggest like style, or
You could suggest. Okay, so actually, you could import pictures into the site. So is there like a site reference that you would have in mind that we could use?
either Yelp or Resi, or some of the. I like Resi a lot, but yeah.
All right, this is. Okay, let's try. So I'm gonna just yoink the website. I'm gonna just take a screenshot of the website, paste it in, and it should go here. Could I paste multiple screenshots? Does Yelp have an API?
I'm sure it does.
Okay, that would. I'm gonna see what, because WebSim is capable of interesting. I'm gonna like, okay, this is like a sidetrack thing because I'm also just kind of like figuring this out and see what it's capable of. But these motherfuckers got live TV into it, into one of these gens. Let me find it. Dude, where's a live TV site that I just saw? Is it my history? Oh, I think it was on this one. History. No, I swear I was just on. I don't know. There was this WebSim site where this guy just had like every single live TV channel, and it was just streaming. Like the live TV channel, like ABC News or like Red Bull. Oh, it's this one right here. So like, look, this guy just had ABC News streamed from WebSim. So this is like the shit. Sorry, that means funny. But yeah, this is like live stream ABC News, and all this guy did was, hey, can you look in like your API and like tools you have access to, and like stream those. So I don't know. I'm gonna test like how versatile this could be. Also, can you add images of restaurant or food suggestions suggested, so users can eat there. Use whatever APIs you have access to. If you have access to some map. Okay, this is getting complicated. I'm gonna see if O1 Preview might be able to do this good. Use whatever APIs you have access to. If you have access to some map / food review sites like Yelp. So when the AI chatbot suggests a site, it links the Yelp reviews and shows pictures. There's another thing I wanted to say with it. Oh, okay. So ease of use. I don't want people to have to ask to the chatbot. I don't want to have people ask the chatbot like, "Oh, we live in LA. Where should we go?" I want to make it so once you add the people that are like your friends or preferences, we can just like click a button that says, "Oh, this is what should we eat?" You click the button and the AI chatbot tells you what to eat, and then you could talk with it. So also, please have a feature. I also might be asking a lot, so I should probably do. I'm gonna not ask that much off rip. I'm gonna see if I could do these first, and then I'll focus on like the fun ease of use features. So I'm gonna, dude, I need to find this. But hold on. Open multiple tab. New tab. If you click, oh, there's also a Discord where like people like get together and talk things. Was it click control? I'll figure it out sometime. I'll just Jennifer now. So that'll gen with O1 right now. I think I could just copy my site and get, so right now I'm just copying like the link of my website so I could have multiple gens going at the same time, just so I could kind of see like, oh, I forgot I included an image here too. So I always do multiple gens, especially when it's like trying something that might be like somewhat complex. Let's try O1 Mini for this too. Oh, yeah, also, I heard O1 Mini was a better coder than O1 Preview, which is interesting. But I kind of find Mini and Claude to be on the same level, and I'll still use Claude for a lot more tasks. So these are all genning. Cannot get your window. Please enter your city or country. LA. Okay, this was the first gen. It looked like there was a bug, but the site looks like it's running. Let me play with this real quick. Where should we eat? And you said change the site UI in general. Ooh. Wait. Okay, so look, we got a little upgrade. I found some excellent dining options for you based on your preferences. Here are a few recommendations. It gives the great steak. What is the link to? Oh, okay, it just makes shit up. That's cool. Cancel. I'm gonna say. So always what I do is like follow up with AI, like if it makes a mistake or something. Make it so it links. Make it so website suggestions. Wait, what would it know if I just put sushi, and I put Japanese? I just add myself. I live in LA. Where should I eat? Is it just making? I need to figure out if it was making shit up. No, it's not making shit up. These are real restaurants in LA. But the link is not accurate. But the restaurant is real and it shows the image. I think these are AI generated images too, but yeah, Katsuya, Sushi Nakazawa. Okay, I could build off this. Can you please make it so when you suggest a website, or when you suggest a restaurant, it links to the Yelp. I don't know if it's capable of this. I'm just talking with it to see if it is. Can you please make it so when you suggest a restaurant, it links to the Yelp site. It links to the official Yelp site for reviews. Also, please fix the formatting of images so they are not vertical. They should be wide so that the chatbot UI is not awkwardly laid out. Also, what was the other thing? Oh, make it so the friend group can add their location in the site. Do not ask for a window pop-up. And then finally, make it so once all the users input their friend, makes it so once the user inputs their make it so once all the friend inputs are entered, the user can click a button and generate locations based on the AI's results. But also make it.
Maybe one more line.
What
Automatically save and restore friend details to browser local storage API. Just so you don't have to type it in each time.
Yeah.
I have a question.
What's up?
So right now we don't know if we have access to Yelp.
No, I'm just kind of YOLOing it. Should probably break it down slower.
What
so.
would what would happen? I mean, what's gonna happen? How will we know if it has access to Yelp or not? And then,
If I click on the link and it sends us to Yelp.
okay,
So if it works, then we know it works.
gotcha.
It's kind of like, cause I'm trying to see like what WebSim is capable of. It may or may not work. It might just like link to a random Yelp thing. But if not, so I'm gonna just say, okay, I'm gonna see what happens if I just add all of this. O1 Preview should be smart enough to like sort through these and add them like piece by piece. So I'm gonna use, so the user could click a button, generate locations, and then generate restaurant locations based on the AI's result. Let me see the Yelp site. So I'm gonna send that. Let's look at the other tabs and see what they did here. Okay, see, look, so out of these 3 options, this is the only one that actually said, oh, enter your location. Enter your location or zip code. I'm gonna put Los Angeles, submit. Your location. Oh, I didn't save it. What do I play with these? Location. Well, we're all LA. Oh yeah, at least the other different tabs like save these, so it's not too bad. Food AI chatbot. This is still generating. This one does not save that. So that's Rick. These are Rick's. Okay, I'm gonna just work on this main one, because this one, it seems really good and promising so far. And then I'll do like a couple more like gens with this and probably show like how you can make the UI. And then I could showcase how I would take this site and then turn it into an actual Next.js website that you could incorporate and play with. LA. Ooh. Run through. But you could basically infinitely play with it. Usually I spend a lot of the day like nitpicking each individual details and going through and trying like bit by bit. But WebSim is really good for getting like the general initial concept. And honestly, this is a sick concept. I'm happy that it worked first try in terms of the AI suggestion of that. And then that's when you could grab this like website concept and then go into something like, if you have like devs, they could work with the API, which is a way of just getting information from other sites. So like, oh, Yelp developer, like Yelp Fusion has an API. And then I would start looking into all of these different things and seeing how I could incorporate that into this bot. But if I click generate restaurant suggestions,
Can you give it like Figma files or anything like that? Or?
You could send it a screenshot of a Figma file. I think there's an AI that like shows you Figma files. Yeah, it generates like AI images, and it do not think it sends you to Yelp. But I do like the original concept of like you could talk to the bot and it kind of knows like preferences and references. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take this version of the site because this is the one where I could just like. I live in LA. Where should I eat? I like that it told me like Kazunori the first time. Okay, I'll take this one. Okay, so now that you kind of like have the concept for the website, you could download it. And now if I run this on my local browser, like this is running locally, but I don't have access to the chatbot because it made its own API. So this is where like it gets a little more advanced, and this is just like showcasing how I would. This is my process of taking a website from WebSim once you have the concept and like product idea that you fuck with, and turning it into an actual like Next.js site. So let me grab. Yeah, so I just downloaded the HTML. So now I have like the HTML code for.
So WebSim just generates a single HTML file.
Yeah, it just generates a single HTML file for like the concept, the layout, like how the site looks like. Food finder. So I have this. Move cursor. What's up?
I see there. Do you use cursor.directory for samples for .cursor files? Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah. Talking about this site?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. It's really good when it comes to running this up. So like, since I'm like, I work with Next.js, I know they have a Next.js option here. And then you have the prompt. I actually have like a digital Addy in this one. I have a cursor rules file. So when you add a .cursor rules file in the code, I don't know if you can see it from here on the side. So when you add a .cursor rules file, it's also in the back, I think. But when you add a .cursor rules file, that's where you could input like the custom instructions. Usually I give it context of what my code base is, changes I want. This is the base template that they give you, where it's just saying you are an expert full stack web developer, focus on producing clear, readable Next.js code. We're using Next.js, Supabase, Tailwind CSS, and TypeScript. And it just like gives direction for the AI to like help you code more.
Is there a reason why you use Next.js over other things?
I just like it the most. It's just like the one that's been most fun for me to use. I haven't really used like other ones. Like
It's the go-to right now.
I think yeah, Next.js is just like, you could just deploy it on Versal instantly and like upload it to your GitHub, and it'll automatically like make that app prod. So I mess with that the most. I'm gonna go through and I make a folder, say cursor or site gen. I'm gonna open up this folder in the desktop. So okay, I got food finder.html. Just to like walk through, because off the top of my head, I forgot how to start a new Next.js project. So I'm gonna just ask, what's the command for making a new Next.js project? I already have it installed. Thanks. So like usually when I first started learning Next.js and I was trying to figure out like how I could make this, or even like AI taught me how to use GitHub. So I would just ask it like, yo, give me a step-by-step guide on how to push this code base to GitHub. I've never used GitHub before. And it's like, make an account, get the API key, run through this. So it's just like, I use AI a lot for like quick step-by-step, like get to the point, instructions I could follow just to run it up. So I'm gonna name this food finder. I do want to use TypeScript, ESLint, Tailwind, SRC, uprooter. And I heard O1 was really good at code-based architecture from the ground up. So I'm going to try just grabbing this entire HTML page. I need to explain what this site does. It could figure out what the site does by itself kind of already. What are the APIs I use? But just adding context of what your website actually does just helps the AI guide itself better. And then food AI was a thing. Okay.
Adding context per file?
Adding context of just what the code base is. So right now, I usually break down, like when I'm using AI prompts, I'll break it down in a sequence of what's the goal of the AI, what context does the AI need to accomplish that goal, and what additional information do I want to give the AI, whether it's guidance, whether it's a preference, whether it's something specific I want it to do. But the most important thing is what's the goal of that current prompt. Like, you're asking the AI a prompt for a reason. Like, what is the goal? Like, what's the outcome you're trying to get from the prompt? That's the goal. And then assume that every time, like, you're talking to a super intelligent AI, but what's the point of the super intelligence if it doesn't have context of what it's working with? So the second most important thing is, what context does the AI need to successfully accomplish your goal? And usually in Cursor, that means like pinging the right files or giving it access to the right docs. I also think, like, what would a human need to accomplish like this goal? Like, what context do they need? I can't just drop a stack of papers on humans and be like, do this shit. I'm like, no, I need you to sort them bit by bit. I need you to do it like this, etc. Like, the more specific you are with the AI, the more it's really good at following directions. So the more specific you are, the more likely that it gets the outcome that you want. So, okay, this generated the Next.js site. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm just going to go in a folder deeper just so I have like the entire code base off rip. And then I'm going to play with Cursor Composer and say, I guess I'll just add my entire SRC folder. So I'm going to ask O1 preview and say, I have a template HTML file, which is at foodfinder.html. So I'm using the @ to ping a file. I'm pinging this file specifically, which is the website we made. So I have a template HTML file, which is foodfinder.html. It is an app where the user can input their friends' food preferences, and a middle ground is found. The information of the food preferences is given to an AI chatbot that then generates a response, or that then generates information of the food preferences is given to an AI chatbot that then generates food suggestions tailored to the user's info. Please take this HTML code and implement it into my entire Next.js website. Real quick, I'm gonna start this app. So npm run dev. And this is what the website looks right now, because this is just like the template. And please take this HTML code, implement it into my entire Next.js website. I just created it from scratch. So this is the blank template. Okay, I'm gonna just give it those instructions. Oh, I'm gonna add, this is the SRC folder. So when you're working with a Next.js app, the SRC folder is where like all the components are for the app. Everything else outside of it, you don't really have to touch usually. So by pinging the SRC as context of all the SRC, and it lets it work with the entire folder structure there.
What model is this running?
This is running O1 preview right now.
Okay.
But also I think Cloud would be able to do this too. I'm just like testing out O1. What happened?
How expensive is O1 preview?
Like $15 for a million token output. Or no, it's $15 for a million tokens in input and $30 for a million tokens in output. So it's pretty pricey.
So, well, how much is this going to cost today, probably?
Like $1.
Okay.
Not bad. It's like not too bad. Like it sounds a lot. Like if you're running it, like you're using it for a prod app with users, like yeah, you're gonna get screwed by cost. But just for like development stuff, I'm like, I probably spent $10 on O1 since it came out, and it came out last week. I've been using it every day, so it's not too bad.
Did you give up on Claude?
Huh? Yeah, it's out for everyone on ChatGPT Plus. Look.
And you have to pay separate for input and output, or?
No, so if you have ChatGPT Plus, like you have access to O1 and O1 Mini, just like as a user. All the thing here is like you're paying $20 a month, but you get like limited messages per week. You get like 30 messages a week with Preview. And Mini you get like 50. But as a developer using the API, I get charged every time I use the model. And that's where like the $15, $30 like output comes from.
That lasts a while, right?
What?
Paying the $45 would last like a lot of.
Oh, a lot. Like it would take you a lot of calls to get to 1 million tokens in output. Did I say Next.js? It's my entire Next.js website. Why is it making an index.js though? Oh, for the API? I don't think you got the layout correctly here. It fucked that up. I'm gonna reject every single change. Yeah, I'm gonna try my shoddy Claude because he be reliable.
Claude's the best.
Claude is the best. I'm gonna get the cursor rule file from the cursor directory just to help it with instruction. So let me see, Next.js. TypeScript, Node.js, Next.js, app roots, React, Shadow UI, Redux, and Tailwind. I think this one. New file dot cursor rules. Paste it in dot cursor rules. That should work. Instead of just adding the folder, I'm gonna just be specific. I'm gonna say my page is at page.tsx. Oh wait, I'm already in that. At page.tsx. This is my layout. This is my global CSS file. I think that's it so far. I'm gonna check something while that loads. Went wrong. It made import chatbot from /chatbot. I'm gonna see if it goes through. So there's errors here, but the errors are just like the directory formatting. So I'm gonna just like re-import them. So import chatbot. Those are fixed. Header wants food icons. Import. I don't think I have food icons. I'm gonna delete that. Import header. Import footer. Import food. Bless you. I don't have these fonts. I don't know any of these fonts. I'm gonna say. So I just went through. I'm just seeing. This is honestly like mad lazy approach. I just want to see if we can do it first try. But I made different components. I broke the HTML app into separate components we could put in the page. It updated my layout on my page and my globals. The main issue here is that it's importing fonts, which I don't have on the site. So I just ask it to remove it. So my site could run. We don't have that error. So now it ran. If I go back to the local, you can see it like kind of gets the UI from it.
Question: it was easy for you to figure out what it changed because it's a different color, or are you just observant?
So my thought process specifically is, okay, there are a bunch of errors here.
Oh, it shows the error.
And like going through, so it shows the errors. It's like, oh, this import failed. Usually with cursor, like if an import on top fails, it just didn't get the directory right. So you could just manually import other files. So if I type import chatbot, you could see it pops up right here on the top. I don't know if it shows, but you could click on that, hit save. And the other main error is that in the terminal, it's saying that it cannot find the font. So it's not resolving the module, so it's not running at all. So that usually, like for me, that meant find the font and just delete everything asking for the custom fonts because I don't want to deal with installing them right now. But in one prompt, we were able, even though like it doesn't look identical to this right now, since it was like doing different CSS, I removed it. We got the initial like first step. We got like the first step baby concept from moving it from a generated websim site where it has like the back end here and it has an AI bot like gone through there. And then we have the website we downloaded and then the actual HTML with like some animations and like it's pretty smooth. Is it functional though?
Did it get the chatbot?
It's not going to get the chatbot. That's like a back end thing you got to do manually yourself. Because with WebSim, they actually make the chatbot API on their own server, and then they call it. So like if we look in the code real quick for what they gen, you can see that it literally calls its own API called /API/food AI. And then that's just hitting an AI that it made in the back end itself. But to replicate that food AI back end, I would just put in my own like ChatGPT key. I would make my own API that matches this site for Next.js, but that requires like more work going through with it. But at least you get to see that the initial concept worked.
That's amazing.
And so like walk through it. I'm gonna see if I could get it to just like match. So first I'm testing. Oh yeah, it does the things where like it adds the friends, adds a smooth UI. You can spend some time just like fixing it so it looks prettier. And then for the chatbot, yeah, it just gives me like a base template going through with this. I wonder if I could ask like if I grab this site layout and just take a picture of the whole thing and go back and say, can I only put one picture at a time? Oh, I can put two now. Oh, cursor updated. That's so lit. Okay, now we can put two images. Used to be you could only put one. So the .html file looks like the image on the left. The CSS is messed up for the Next.js component. Can you fix it so the Next.js site looks exactly like the HTML site? Bless you. I'm going to ping globals.css. Yeah, I'm gonna ping global CSS just so it knows to edit that, which is the styling sheet. Just to see how close we could get it before I have to do manual updates. And then we got time, so I'm gonna play with actually importing the chatbot into the UI. I'm canceling edits. Because it does this weird thing where it's adding like unknown rules. I'm like, just normally do it. Rejected all your changes. Don't. What's the add apply thing, anyways? Like, what is add apply? Don't do any rule things because they're all unknown. Yeah, I usually tell the bot when I reject his changes, just so it knows that I didn't like what it did, and that helps it not make the same changes again in the loop. And this all has to do, like, all of this is just following the concept, like, give the AI context of like what you need. And the context is I didn't like his changes, I rejected it, redo it. And it's probably doing that because of this .cursor rules file where it says use tailwind and all the other things. So it's not the AI's fault specifically. There you go. Now it's going through updating every single file for me. You can see it in the cursor composer right here. Accept all. The site looks nice. It still looks... Okay, actually, it looks less messed up. But it just look the same. What did it do? What did it do different? Yeah, for UIC, you probably have to go in, like, do it manually, like, editing with it. But it shouldn't be too tough to just, like, copy... Wait, what if I just raw copy, like, all the APIs here? Like, is the root even the same? No, the root is the same. Okay. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna see. I mean, what do you guys want to see? Like me implementing the chatbot and like running through with it? You just want to see like other website examples, or just like do your own thing, or just like I think we could do Q&A because I'm down. If someone wants to see like how I would implement the chatbot, but that's more like technical dev thing, or we could just go through like Q&A from what you guys seen and like any thoughts you guys have, or like what would you do in X situation? I'm just spitballing. You want to see the chatbot? Okay, let me see. I'll go through my thought process of how I would make this chatbot. So I'm gonna play with the playground for. Let me give myself an API key. Let me stop streaming real quick. Wait, Jerry, the stream on my computer, like what's being displayed in the back is also what's being displayed on stream? Okay, because I'm gonna like log into something and get the thing. No. No. And so I'm just going to OpenAI site. I'm just getting myself an API key so we could just hit with hitting the API raw. Give me 1 sec. Create new secret key, default project, unscriptedMinds, AI class test. It's making me confirm if I'm human, bro. 4 pencils. Are you? No, dude, I failed it. Like, bro, Twitter was like cucking me when I was trying to mass reply to people, and it kept making me do like some like this anti-capture shit, and I kept failing it. I was like, no, this is hard.
You're definitely alien.
Feels like it. 4 socks. See, these captions are funny to me though. I'm like, bro, when you give an AI vision, like it can solve all this shit, no big deal. Like, I don't even know how you get anti-captcha when we get to like GPT-4o voice screen streaming type methods. 0 of these. Oh, I passed it. Let's fucking go.
You want to do a screen share?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it back. Close this, close this. Is it .local env? Sorry, I'm just checking something. .env .local. Okay. I'm gonna go back and display. Okay, cool. Oops. So .env .local. I'm gonna just paste it. This is a new gen key. So this is OpenAI API key equals this. And then let me go back to the fun food finder.
I got another question. Does AI like punctuation? Or
Does
kind
it
of
like punctuation?
Yeah, do I do periods and stuff into my sentences, or just like?
I don't think it matters. You can even do like no punctuation. They'd be able to read your query fine.
Something really literal that you want to take. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or almost think of it as like if it's like a label, then it's really helpful as a label or a parsing agent, but it's not helpful as a
There you go. So I'm just fixing up the chat UI.
Have you tried Replit Agent?
Oh, I haven't used it, but I saw it and that looks really cool, especially if you just want a full-on code base. That's what's really good for developers. I could go through that next week and like run through it and show how it can make a database. I'll play with that. That'd be interesting. But it looks really good. That's like entering the level of AI agent shit where you have AIs capable of using tools and running through. And that's my ultimate thing. Like right now with everything that came out is that we have AI that has the capabilities of extreme cognition. But what's the point of a super hyper intelligent AI if it forgets your name every single time you talk to it with no valid memory system? It doesn't have access to tools. One analogy that someone gave me that like has helped change or like help form my perspective on it is like, imagine if you had no senses. Like we still have the ability to think, but like you got rid of your eyesight and then you got rid of your ears and you got rid of your hands and you're basically just like a floating brain in the middle of nothingness that just has no senses. But when someone talks to you, you're able to like process their input and generate a reply back. But you can't see anything. You don't remember anything. You never get context. You can't use tools. So that's why I find things like GPT-4o voice mode interesting, because that's when you're getting to the realm of giving AI the senses it was missing. Because the most important thing about the cognition with AI is the more context you give it, the better it's going to perform and just the more knowledge it has. So as you start giving AI vision, now you're giving it knowledge of the world. As you start developing a world model, now the AI has actual contextual knowledge of the world and how it works. And then when you give it access to hearing, and it could hear your voice and other frequencies and etc. Like now you just gave it more context of the world and going through with that. So I think like those unlocks is where we get closer to some Jarvis, Ultron, AGI realm. Need to try AI reply. Background. Bubble. So I'm just being nitpicky with this UI real quick just so we could actually see it. But I'm gonna go through the chatbot. So I have an OpenAI API key in here. I have my chatbot component. The way that Next.js works is you can make an API router that your page and component will reference. So I'm gonna make an API in the app. I'm gonna name this one Food AI. And then every single one has to be accompanied by root.js. Also, don't worry if this is like overwhelming or like looks complicated. I'm just going through like the dev things, and like this is just stuff I've learned throughout the months that AI could also help you like learn step by step. So I have my root made. This changed the color, so that's readable now. Okay, how should I start this? I'm gonna go. I wonder if we do this in one prompt, actually. Probably can. If I go to ChatGPT API reference. I think Claude already actually has the GPT reference, but we'll see. So my favorite thing about Cursor is you could just copy some docs. So like, oh, I have this external reference for a code base. I could go on to Cursor and just paste it in, and it will have reference to the entire like OpenAI like docs. I think I already have the OpenAI docs in it too. But also I think Claude is also trained on the latest OpenAI docs anyway. So I'm gonna just go. So again, goal and context. For now in chatbot component. So the chatbot component is what controls this part of the site. So I'm gonna focus my AI's vision specifically on the chatbot component. So I'm just in the chatbot thing. There's no other files pinged. I'm gonna say I made a root.js. Oh wait. Please integrate actual OpenAI. Please integrate the OpenAI service into my chatbot component where the user types in and the response sent back from OpenAI is sent to the user. I'm giving more context is my OpenAI API key is in my .env.local file as open API key. I'll put quotations around that. I don't really have a reason. I think it just makes it like clearer. And then I'm gonna put, I have the API. I have the AP of the. I'm gonna give it the full folder path, so it's /src/app/API/food AI/root.ts made blank. I don't even gotta do that, to be honest. I could have just pinged root. Because I think Cursor automatically tells it the directory location. Oh yeah, it's right there. You can see like /src app AI food AI root. I'm gonna just ping that. And I think that should be sufficient to just straight up give me the OpenAI API call. What doesn't work here? Oh. Let me install. So I gotta install the OpenAI library. So that's npm install OpenAI. So this error should go away. And this chatbot component should work. Accept. So if I say hi. Oh shit, okay, so first try, boom, connected. Claude already knew how the OpenAI directory works and how, or yeah, it already knew the OpenAI API and knew how to successfully integrate the API from the chatbot into here. I could like switch the model too to the smarter ones. So you're awful assistant. Okay, so now we got the chatbot. What's pizza? Just asking you specifics. Okay, cool. So the chatbot functionality works in the Next.js site. I'm gonna go back to chatbot. And then I'm gonna say, oh, I shouldn't have cleared that. I cleared it on accident. I'm gonna say, can you make it, so is it bugging? Can you make it so the person form entries input from @person forms? This is it, right? Yeah, so the input's here. Can you make it so that the person form entries from here are given in context to the OpenAI API at root TS. So I needed to get context for these and put it into the API so we have like that whole functionality there. So I was gonna give the context to my thing. Go back. So I'm gonna accept it with an error. It says that property on update is missing T type. I'm just gonna ask it to fix this. Wait, hold on. I'm getting this error for line 18 with /person form. And I'm gonna add files. I'm also gonna add person form. He apologized. He like lists why the error wasn't working and then proposes a fix. That fix didn't work and that broke it more. I'm gonna reject. Cursor also just came out with this thing called checkpoints. I don't know how they work, but someone said they're kind of like video game checkpoints where if it makes edits and you don't like it, you could just like undo everything.
That's great.
I'm sure that doesn't work. Let me redo that. I'm gonna give you full code base context.
So you want to do some food in a bit?
Yeah. I'm down. I'm almost done with it. This is like the last part. And that would basically show it. Yeah, for real. Oh, wait, that would be so clutch. Now it says cannot find name person data from these two. Oh, you'd also like highlight text and add it to chat, which is useful. Okay. No more errors. We walk through step by step. So we'll see if it works. Okay, so now if I go to test this, I'll put Butoshi, steak pizza, olives, Chinese, Italian, Mexican. I'm gonna put what food does Butoshi like? It says hasn't provided details for. Oh, it broke this. That's why. Wait, add friend. Yeah, this is weird. And put it in here. Try again. Okay, I think I could see why. Butoshi, steak, pizza, sushi, olives, Chinese. What food does Butoshi like? Oh, it doesn't save. I'ma undo everything. They make a new food component thing. Oh, it's because this was fucked up. Okay. Okay, so now it's back to how it was. Encounter an error. I undid too many changes. Make it so. Sorry, I gotta like redo this part. I fucked it up. Make it so the chatbot API uses root TS for the open AI functionality when I type hi. I don't learn checkpoints. Okay, we're back. We're back to where this works, and the person component does work. I'm gonna try a different approach where I'm talking to the entire code base because I'm feeling lazy right now. So I just wanted to tell me directly like how I should do this. How do I edit my code so that? Please make it so the context I input into the friend components, into the person form components.
How do you select the whole project for context?
So there's two. So you have composer, which is I don't think you could select the whole thing here. And then you have a chat editor on the side, which is the AI pane. And to talk to the whole database, if I go, please make it so the context I input into the person form components are sent to the open AI API router to give the AI chatbot context. You could click, if you hold command, enter, it lets you talk with the whole code base. I think it still works. Command enter. Oh yeah, so when you hold command and enter, you can see it goes through the entire code base, reads all the files. It has some clever retrieval augmented, what is it, RAG?
RAG.
Technique. Yeah, it has the RAG technique. So it just finds the most relevant code in your code base if it's too big. So it's telling me step by step. I got to update person form component to manage its own state. Person form, apply. Yeah, food finder's code base. It's like all the files that are in here is saved. So now this has the full context.
Were all those files generated
No, WebSim was only the single HTML file, and then I went through the process of showing how I could just take that HTML file gen and turn it to a Next.js website, which is a website framework where you could. It's a website framework, but it lets you build out the site easier. And I use this for actual production apps because it's scalable, and you want to run through it. So I was just like step by step how Next.js would run this through. I gotta change this content with that, and then update the food finder component with this, and then change the chatbot component to receive and use people data. Replace the content with this. Okay, this looks promising. Less errors. And then update the OpenAI API route to handle the new people data. Replace this with this. These changes will ensure the context from the person form components is sent to OpenAI's router. Here's information about the people involved. Save. 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 Okay. Oh, the input is wrong. Give me one sec. I'm just doing a small change where I'm changing the font because like we can't really see it. Make the input font. I was gonna tell it to make it black, but I also wanted to see if I could just take a screenshot and tell it to fix it, and if it could fix it. Okay, cool. Butoshi pizza, sushi, steak, olives, Italian, Japanese, Mexican. Sushi, pizza, peanuts, soy. Okay, cool. So talking into the whole code base fix, so now you can see like as I input the data and the components, now the chatbot has info for the allergies of each person. And then real quickly, just to like go through this, I'm gonna update this to be the latest OpenAI model. And then say, you are a helpful AI assistant that provides specifically restaurant suggestions based on the user's preferences and the preferences of the people involved. I'm gonna just replace this based on the preferences of the people involved. I'm gonna use the word, you're a helpful assistant that provides restaurant suggestions based on the preference of the people involved. Ask for the location if you don't have context, and explain why you picked each restaurant suggestion. Here's information about the people involved. So, you live near Venice Beach. What should we eat? These other things, yeah. And then now we got the suggestions. And then you could go through, and this is where you could start like getting specific, like, so you know how we said like, oh, add Yelp reviews and add pictures. What I would do, that would like take probably like more work that I'm not trying to demo and go through, but like we got the entire chatbot component working. We went through the process of getting the WebSim thing. putting it in Next.js. It didn't copy the UI 101. Sometimes it does do it successfully. But in this case, I'm just gonna like go through to make sure this works. I instructed the AI bot to specifically give restaurant suggestions based on the people's involved. And I also asked it to give me why you gave those suggestions, just so people could see, like, go through it. So it offered a couple. Like, Jelena offers a wide variety of Italian dishes, including pizza and pasta. Butoshi can enjoy delicious pizza without olives. Peter will appreciate the pasta dishes. Excluded Anne. This Japanese restaurant serves high quality sushi that Anne will love. Butoshi can enjoy sushi here, and the establishment takes allergies seriously, making sure that Anne's meals are peanut and soy free. You got the Rose Venice. The Rose offers a variety of American Italian inspired dishes, including steak and pasta, which Peter will enjoy. Good option for Boo. And runs through. So then this is when you could get like a bit more advanced, and you could actually sort, and this probably be like a lesson in the future. But what I would do to start getting functionality, like automatically linking it to Yelp, or getting pictures of the actual restaurants, or even getting like the latest up-to-date restaurants, is we could ask the AI to format these responses in a specific way, so we could then parse the text for the names of the restaurant. So if I just do like an edit, so instead of these are for people involved at the end. So I'm gonna use HTML tags or XML tags to sort things by context.
Butoshi, so very impressive, bro.
I appreciate.
Thank you, sir, for the tutorials.
/ context. Real quick, this is like the final one. So this is like, oh, you're a dev, you want to parse the input consistently. Output each restaurant suggestion. Output each restaurant name and address in respective HTML tags / restaurant / address. So now, if I go back and say, we live near Venice Beach, what should we eat? Then you can see here that the AI then gets, like, each restaurant suggestion is covered in XML tags. So you can see like XML restaurant, I don't know how to say that name. Fucking restaurant, Hama Sushi / restaurant, address 213 Windward, Venice, California. And then just to toss like a final flex on top to see if this would work is I'm gonna grab the context of what the outputs would look like. I'm gonna go back to the chatbot component, and I'm going to ask, the chatbot will output restaurant suggestion, restaurant names and addresses in XML tag, like this example. Please parse the restaurant names and addresses, and what if I just find the rows and copy this link?
So I just asked my buddy Claude, and he came up with the same thing essentially.
What?
I said, in Venice Beach, California, we recommend food that's Italian and vegetarian. I just like Italian, vegetarian option, gluten free, and it came up with 6 restaurants.
Oh, fire! Wait, I'll put the rows. So I'm just doing this just like see. So it's like, okay. Please parse in restaurant names and addresses and make them a clickable link as a follow-up message that takes people to the Yelp search suggestion. Use this Yelp template. Do not want it to be a link. In that Yelp example, the plus rows is the restaurant, the rows, which would have been parsed from /restaurant, the Rose/restaurant. Added is link, creates Yelp search for each thing, encodes it. Accept all. Okay, so now if I try it again, if I'm like, same output, we live near Venice, what should we eat? Put this in. Get the reply. Oh, cool. Okay, so look. So it recommended Kazunori in this one and like went through. So yeah, so now these are links that we could click on
That's amazing.
and we go through.
And it goes to the right one?
Yeah.
Oh, it redirects to localhost. This is easy fix. If I'm like, the links made took me to, wait, but I copied this. It worked. I got to give it context that it worked. But the links made took me to the localhost redirect rather than Yelp itself and didn't include the Los Angeles search filter. Please fix.
I mean, what is it, less than an hour? He's already.
Yeah, exactly. But he's leveraged a lot of his own knowledge here too.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to hire him, but then I realized got the VIP right beside me.
Oh, okay, this one took you to help.
That's awesome.
So this would like do the thing, research it up, and does the things. And then the final one to like actually make this like a sick product is I'm using the ChatGPT 4.0 for the API call, but you're at the mercy of this isn't actual internet access. Like it's just figuring like it has the data from the restaurants in, but like oh let's say one of the restaurants like in the last 6 months shut down, the AI wouldn't know that. So instead of using the ChatGPT API, that's when you would instead use tools that do have access to the internet. So like Perplexity has its own language model that's connected to the internet.
And you can integrate that to Cursor?
Yeah, and you could use any API calls for anything. But like Perplexity has their own API and they have their own API that's connected online. So now if you're to ask what restaurant should we do and it searches it up, then it'll actually get the responses from the latest internet. And then now you have your working product where you have like the AI decides what to eat based on everyone's different unique preferences, rolls all of that up, searches up restaurants that are live, gets the restaurant, and then you can focus on making it pretty or making it a fun app. Yeah, that's basically the whole walkthrough. Are there any questions in like such?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So, again, so product designer, new to code. Claude's teaching me. You're teaching me. Everyone in the room is teaching. I'm just when you connected Cursor to your like ChatGPT API, and then it was basically a blank, open chatbot, but then you added the component to like basically a prompt inside to focus on the people and the context. That's it.
Yeah, so what I did, so like kind of walk through, it doesn't show the prompts, but first, when I moved the site from WebSim as an HTML to my code base, it broke the entire site down in different components.
Right.
So it broke down the chatbot component into one component, so that puts it at the bottom. It took the person form, which is this input with like the inputting your friend's name, and broke it down into one component. But that was just like stylistic layout. It didn't have any functionality yet. So the first thing I needed to do is go to the chatbot component. And if you saw like earlier, if I like undo some changes and like I don't have the API in it at all, Yeah, it does a good job at being like, to do, implement the API call. For now, we'll just echo the user's message. So I save that. And when I talk the first time and I say like, hi, it would also just say hi back and echo the message. So it had like the working functionality and template for user inputs message, bot gets message back, repeats the message. And this is just what Claude did off rip. So it has like the whole layout for that. So I didn't need to worry about making the layout. Oh, I gotta get my file back real quick. Yeah, let me get this. So then now that it had access to like the whole chatbot layout, I just told it to, I gave it context for my ChatGPT API key. I already knew that Claude had the data of how an OpenAI developer docs works. Just because I asked it before, like, oh, like, can you implement the ChatGPT API? It was like, yeah, did it first try. I was like, okay, has knowledge of that. So yeah, I just told it, okay, replace the chatbot functionality to where it actually takes the user's input, gets the OpenAI API call, and returns it back to the user in the same chatbot. And that was the one-shot prompt I did. I used Composer, so Composer was able to make the API and the food AI route. I made it manually, but if I didn't make it, then Claude would have just done it itself. I just helped it with structure to speed it up. And now that I had the working to do functionality for, okay, I talked to the chatbot and it sends a message back. The next thing was, okay, now the chatbot just needs context of all the friends' information. So that's when I went into the person form component and basically pinged the chatbot saying, yo, make sure that the context from the input is also sent to the bot. And that's when I did the full code base thing right here, where I just said, please make it so that I didn't even like ping everything. I just talked to the whole code base because it was small enough, where I said, please make it so the context I input into the person form components are sent to the open API router to give the AI chatbot context. And it was able to modify the whole file to, or the whole database to accommodate for that. I just had to do a manual, I had to manually apply it because I did not use Composer. I used the AI chat on the side. And those were just the 2 steps. So I broke that down. Like, it might have been able to like do it all in once, but just for ease of use and making sure that nothing breaks, like I usually break down my entire code base into like little segments and focus on each segment and just build it up like block by block. That way you also get more, you get more control over the base and you are less error prone when you break it down step by step.
That's super helpful. Thanks.
What happened?
That's super helpful.
Yeah, of course. And then if there's any more questions, I got y'all. If not, that was basically it. I hope it was useful. All good? Okay. Cool. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate you guys for coming. And good questions. Also, really fun product. It was good to like show that live.
Thanks, Bill.
You're welcome.